sir. Your wallet's turned up.
Ah.
One of the cleaning ladies found it this morning.
Good. Where did she find it?
It was stuffed behind one of the potted palms in the main restaurant.
How very extraordinary.
That's what I thought. Nothing missing, is there, sir?
Missing? Oh, no, no, no. Nothing at all. Thank you. $984-5948, please. Some change, please.
Change. Right, sir.
Something unexpected has occurred. I wish to see you immediately. Very well. Miss Parsons has gone at my instigation to Mahler's, probably followed by the local police. To rejoin Scott. Yes, yes, yes. Very touching. No. Meet me here, in the bar.
Change, sir.
Thank you. Be good enough to give your cleaning lady this. Oh, please.
Thank you very much, sir.
Excuse me. Yes. There's a geezer in there. He's knitting books.
What's he like?
Well, he's that dark greasy little guy with the blue hand.
Thank you very much. Excuse me, sir. I think you've stolen one of our books.
Not me.
Could we have a look in your pocket, please? There we are, sir. I'm afraid you'll have to come this way. Phone the police.
I am the police.
We've heard that before, sir. Phone the police.
Maggie Parsons for Spider Scott.
Hey! Found this young lady in the garden.
Hello, Spider.
Says she's your friendly neighborhood social worker.
So she is.
Oh, right then. Leave you to it.
I had to avoid a police tail to get here.
Which you did successfully.
Well, I had a good teacher, didn't I? Shall we get it over with first? You, me, us.
Why did you do it, Maggie?
I don't suppose any of the people around here can lip read, can they?
I trusted you.
And what did you trust me with?
You know.
Oh, yes, what you mean is you trusted me with my own body.
Not exactly, no.
Oh, I think that's really
No, what I'm
generous
trying
of
to
you.
tell you is
oh,
something
your
quite...
telling days are over. Telling me this, telling me that, how to wear my hair, how to dress, how to undress. Never again, Spider.
I know things haven't been very easy, but I've tried hard to make it up to you.
Oh, don't give me that.
Now you go out with this curt, topless or whatever his name is just to get back at me.
Look, I slept with him because I fancied him.
Oh, well, that's charming.
No, you give me one good reason why I shouldn't sleep with someone I fancy.
Me!
That's like saying, you've got a book, Maggie, so I think I'll burn down the library.
Oh, well, that's it then, isn't it?
You give up easy.
Well, that's a pretty male chauvinistic reply, isn't it? What do you want me to do, beat you up?
Look, there are other options.
Yeah, there are plenty of other women, too.
Yes, and other men.
All right, I'll come over and visit you in Deutschland. When you're a great big, fat, enormous Hausfrau breeding World War IV.
No way. I gave Kurt his marching orders.
And did he goose-step graciously out of your life?
I don't want to talk about it, not right now.
Ah, the wound's still a bit too near,
Oh,
is
look,
it?
don't be the bastard we all know and love, Spider.
All right, what do you want to talk about, then?
How about this? And the other side's just as interesting. What do you think of that, then?
I can understand why Kurt blew the whistle on you now.
Oh, yeah?
Frightened the old woman might come over with a submachine gun. Come on, you daft cow. Let's go and have a drink.
Well, tonic.
I mislaid my wallet.
Where?
The girl's bedroom.
Why the panic?
The wallet has been returned, minus a photograph of myself and my wife.
So what?
It was no ordinary family snapshot.
No.
She was holding a gun, and the inscription on the back reads, "To my loving husband, Mariko."
What the hell carried about?
She is dead.
Anyone seeing that photo could connect you with our work. And you were supposed to be the best operator Western Europe could produce.
Your celerity astounds me.
You idiot! Women will be the death of you. Why tell Maggie Parsons where Scott was?
I considered it more expedient to have her and Scott at Marla's. I hardly knew she had the photograph, and I was tiring of her.
Well, he won't recognize your wife, but Marla might.
That is not the point. Marla is blind, but Scott isn't, and he knows me.
What now?
Contingency plans.
Getting out, then?
Norden.
The CIA trained their men well. There's not even a footprint.
You have the Marla girl safe. Has she told you anything useful?
I put her in the picture about where my allegiances lie.
At least we have something in common.
We have nothing in common.
Get back to the girl. Meet me outside the office block in 1 hour.
Cheers. I can do you a sandwich, son.
Oh, right.
Anything you fancy, as long as it's cheese.
I think I'll help then. Do you believe in intuition, Derek?
Yeah, it's a kind of imagination. I don't have too much of it, so I treasure it all the more.
2 coppers have been killed. His whole business stinks.
Yeah, right. And if I had a good job lined up with a security organisation, I'd tell Fairfax that too.
People don't just vanish into thin air.
How about Lord Lucan?
Yeah, okay. The exception proves the rule.
Look, Spider Scott we know and have ulcers to prove it. But this bloke Norden's a mystery.
All we know is that the priest told us that he gave him that tweed jacket, the rest of the clobber, and 3 quid.
Yeah, but not where he went after
Now,
that.
he could be anywhere. It's almost impossible to get a lead on. Do you know he was part of that prison special unit?
What's that?
And the one for hard cases that are never going to walk free again. And do you know what he was in for?
No.
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing. I've checked it out every way. Nobody knows anything about him. And there's no record of him ever being tried for anything. I even phoned the prison governor. He threatened to brain me with his OB and he hung up on me.
Yeah, and the papers and the media have dropped it too, it seems. Like there was maybe a D notice flying around somewhere.
Oh, blimey,
Oh,
look who's here.
How are you, this fine dear gentleman?
Anti-Irish.
Ah, come on now,
Oh,
fairness.
piss off.
Sergeant dear.
If If I had a breath like yours, I could go into any bar in this city and give everyone 5 minutes to get out.
What kind of talk is that? After all, I did help you, didn't I?
No, we can't afford you anymore.
Jesus, a few Maggie drinks.
You cleared one side of the bar.
I've got something to tell us this time. Something really hot.
And I've got something for you, Samuel Joseph.
Oh, what's that?
You're a horrible bloody singer.
Puzzling.
Madam Butterfly with a gun?
No, no. The fact that Kurt never once mentioned being married.
Maybe he's one of these guys that takes his marriage vows lightly.
He is. But there is one other possible explanation.
What is that, Miss Parsons?
The Bonnie and Clyde bit.
Oh, Bonnie, what? I don't
Well,
know.
ladies who get themselves photographed carrying guns can end up dead.
Any way of checking that photograph?
Yes.
Shalom Aleichem.
Alaikum salam.
I have a message from Jacob Mahler.
What does Jacob Mahler require of me?
A photograph has come into his possession. It is a photograph of a Japanese girl, and she is holding a submachine gun. On the back of the picture, there is an inscription and her name. Mariko?
She is a member of the Japanese Red Army.
What else shall I tell him?
Tell him the girl is dead. She was killed in an attempt to take over the British embassy in Oslo.
There is also a man in the photograph. According to the inscription, he was her husband.
Yeah. He is a man we've been after for years. He has many names, but the newspapers of the world have christened him the Fox.
I will pass on this information. Thank you. Aleichem. Shalom.
He has many names, but the newspapers of the world have christened him the Fox.
Thank you. Kurt Torles the Fox. It's ludicrous.
No, it isn't. You ask your chauffeur. He and I saw Kurt doing some very, very fancy shooting indeed.
Kurt's father was murdered by the Nazis because he ran an underground escape route for Jews.
Mr. Mahler, the biggest villain I ever met was the son of an archbishop.
Just supposing Kurt really is the Fox.
Yes?
The really nasty question then arises, who is he after this trip? You again, Mr. Mahler?
Answer the question, Mahler.
No.
Why not, Mr. Mahler?
Because he's a dedicated Zionist. That's why Kurt tried to kill him that time in Paris. This house is, or was, a safe place for Israeli intelligence agents. Everybody wants Norden. That's why DI5 paid me to spring him. And then Mossad got into the act. And now Kurt's in the picture. Your daughter's missing, Mahler. And the 2 policemen that were looking after her have been found shot dead. Where is she, Mahler? And can you guess who has her?
House trained, eh?
My name is Shane Wentworth.
I know. Oh, good. That will save time.
Why save what I've got plenty of?
Oh, but you haven't. You're to be flown back to Tel Aviv next week.
Swap?
Sort of, yes.
How much was I worth?
Not very much, really.
Who did you talk to in Tel Aviv?
I think you call him the Dibuk.
Wow.
Yes, he sends you greetings, shalom. And when you get back, he's going to have you for breakfast.
He will, too.
That was a neat stroke turning our go-between round.
It would have been.
I think you had some frightfully bad luck, you know.
Tell that to the Dibuk.
Norden was going to tell you about the fox, wasn't he?
Right.
Well, I think we've got that under control now.
Yeah? So what? Big show trial, 30 years sentence. Then his buddies will set up a hijacking or hold an embassy to ransom, and the bastard will be out and back in business. I wanted to see him dead.
Well, if it comes out that way, old boy, I'll see that you get the pictures.
So, I'm going to make a telephone call regarding arrangements for our hostage.
And if the arrangements backfire?
Then if I do not return within half an hour, you will dispose of her.
Just a touch of your red end. That's for the rock.
Eh?
For the rock, it's an anagram of Carol.
Oh, yeah.
A large Campari and soda in a tall glass, please.
Have a half of Nigerian lager, so that's a draft Guinness.
Large gold watch.
Scotch.
What an intriguing little hostelry, gentlemen. I hear you've practically made it your HQ.
It's more of a sanctuary, really, sir.
Sanctuary?
Yes, the local law don't grow any friendlier.
Oh, the natives are hostile, are they?
Yeah, and our accents are getting corrupted.
Quite. Well, Sergeant, perhaps you'd like to tell me what is going on around here.
Well, we thought you might tell us, sir.
Where's Darrow?
Nobody knows.
But I thought you
He
were
just
supposed...
shut up shop and walked out, sir.
How very odd.
That's what we thought, too, sir.
I don't like the sound of this at all.
Are you saying that you
I'm
don't...
saying, Sergeant, I'd be much happier if I knew where Darrow was at this moment.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Bottoms up.
Yes.
You said half an hour.
When people say that, they don't necessarily mean 30 minutes.
I do.
I was talking about people. You're a goddamn freak, computer with legs.
At the end of 30 minutes, I was to shoot you. That was the arrangement.
You can't shoot me, Darrow. No. Kill me, and what have you left to bargain with?
You're not very bright, are you?
Somewhere, at some point, in every relationship I ever have, somebody tells me that.
Why do the Israelis want Norden?
They never told me. Maybe they didn't want to overload my bird brain. Very male chauvinist, my lord.
They want Norden because he can lead them to the fox.
Then I hope they find Norden.
It is no longer necessary.
You the fox?
The animal you are all hunting is Kurt.
I don't believe you.
It's true.
Kurt, my father's known him since he was a child.
They met at long intervals. Does your father know what Kurt was doing between these meetings? Norden is irrelevant now. And so are you. My bargaining counter, should I need one, is Kurt.
Mossad might not like it if you killed me.
If they got hold of Kurt, they wouldn't give a damn about you. You were just another casualty. Just another sacrifice your father had to make in the cause of Zion.
Can I have a word with you, Sergeant?
No.
It'll be worth your while.
No.
There's this woman.
Now stop right there, Donnelly.
She's...
Shall we run him in? What do you think?
Yeah.
Run me in? What for?
Pimping!
Wow. This is not the best hotel in town, is it?
No, but it is used by the best people.
You and Kurt topless, for instance?
I've told you that's finished.
You know, I asked you if you wanted me to beat you up.
Yeah.
I do. Because I'm a very jealous person. And don't you forget it.
Why do you think that Marla let us go?
Oh, I don't know. I suppose because we're no longer useful. Pieces in the jigsaw puzzle. Let's celebrate, shall we?
On Fairfax's money?
Nice one, Spider.
Room service, please.
I find myself somewhat at a disadvantage, sir.
Please don't worry. I come across very few people with identification documents printed in Braille.
Exactly, sir.
Is there a name you could mention, perhaps?
Yankel Yadin.
Ah, yes.
I called him in Tel Aviv.
And he called me right back.
Yes, he would do, sir, wouldn't he?
The position would appear to be that one of your chaps has defected.
No, not quite, sir, no. The position is that we've been infiltrated.
By whom?
Darrow, KGB.
This is the man who has my daughter?
Yes, I'm afraid so, sir.
And who killed those two policemen?
Yes, almost certainly.
Do you know about Kurt?
Well, let's say that Kurt wasn't an overwhelming surprise to us. We knew that he was an Arab hitman.
I was under the impression that there was a certain amount of cooperation between the intelligence services of the free world.
Cooperation that's always conditional, sir.
In other words, don't let's upset the Arabs, huh?
Mr. Marler, your skirts aren't absolutely clean, are they? You suggested your daughter as a go-between with Spider Scott. The instigation of Mossad, perhaps?
You came here to ask me something.
Yes. Has Darrow contacted you about your daughter?
No.
Will you tell us if he does?
Why should I?
I've always heard that Jews invariably answer one question with another.
Then let's not spoil that. Why should I tell you? On the basis of a cooperation you've already described as conditional?
You're absolutely right, of course, sir.
Cold comfort, I assure you, when I don't know what's happening or may happen to my daughter.
Right. Where's Norden?
I don't know. I'm afraid Kurt brought me the wrong one. The one I received was Spider Scott.
now, darling. Grab hold of that.
Spilt.
Right then. Here's to freedom.
Mate, catch on everywhere.
Well, look who's here.
Oh, is something the matter, Sergeant Bowman?
Yes, my head is seething with four-letter words.
Plenty of room for him.
Shane Wentworth been talking to you again, has he?
Wrong. Shane Wentworth doesn't talk to me. He tells me.
Well, hard luck. But don't blame me if you don't like what you get told.
There are plenty of other reasons, and you know it.
Keep your cool, son.
What?
This is right, George. You're harassing Spider.
I'm harassing him.
You know, I knew a man once. He spent his whole life trying to balance 6,000 matches on top of a bottle.
What on earth are you talking about?
He was a man with an obsession.
Did this geezer ever manage it?
Oh, yeah. Took him 30 years.
Good on him.
Then he dropped dead.
Very funny. But you missed the moral of the story.
I did?
Yes. He got what he was after, so he died happy.
Boring.
It's got a point, you know.
Yeah, you can tell him where to stuff it too, can't you? Oh, darling.
I don't want to talk to you, Kurt.
I think you do.
You sold out, Kurt. You're a traitor.
What point are you trying to make?
The difference between you and your father.
There is no difference.
Come on.
What happened to the men who killed my father?
One of them shot himself in a bunker in Berlin. Some of them were hanged. One of them committed suicide.
These men were puppets.
Hitler was a puppet. Enough already.
Oh, yes, he was. And the big money behind him made its deals with the Allies and got its wrist slapped for being naughty. And was right back in business.
My father...
Your father is one of the richest men in Europe.
So?
That puts him on their side.
And entitles you to shoot him.
Oh, yes.
Would your father have turned to the gun?
Each generation has to work out its own method of overcoming the same problem. And if you were not a spoiled, selfish bitch, you would join us.
I think I prefer being a spoiled, selfish bitch. You're quite incredible, Kurt.
The moment of truth.
You're the hero of a piece of sick theater.
Well, that is something.
No, I'll tell you what you are. You're the superstar of your own snuff movie.
Shall I cast you for a part?
It must be very, very frustrating.
What must be?
Not being able to sign autographs.
You are making it almost a pleasure to kill you. Should the need arise.
Do you think Shane Wentworth will let us go back now Spider's been found?
Oh, God, here comes one half of the Irish problem.
Can I have a word with you, Sergeant?
I'm afraid you have the advantage of me, sir.
Now.
Go away, or I shall call a policeman.
But you're a policeman.
It'll make it all the easier.
Yes, I haven't
Do
me
you
on.
know this person, Mr. Willis?
I'm happy to say I've never met him before in my life, Mr. Bowman.
Samuel Joseph Donnelly.
Are you the Donnelly that invented a silent bell for Trappist monasteries?
I've got something to tell you.
This man is an imposter, Mr. Willis.
You're right, Mr. Bowman. The real Samuel Joseph Donnelly is dirty and smelly and a fully paid-up piss artist.
Yes, I was asking for a kick in the crotch.
First impersonations, Mr. Willis. Now threats.
I do believe it is Donnelly, Mr. Bowman.
Never, Mr. Willis.
Washed and shaved and with a clean shirt, Mr. Bowman.
What a fiendishly cunning disguise.
Yes, it's a pair of stupid clowns.
What can we have the pleasure of refusing you, Mr. Donnelly?
I brought somebody along to see us.
Oh, yeah, who's this?
My landlady.
Oh, yeah, she's quite tasty, isn't it?
Not my type, sir.
She owns the farm. I do odd jobs for her.
Oh, if you play your cards right, you could end up drinking her out of it, eh?
She's got something to tell you.
Oh, yeah, what's that?
About a young American fella that broke out of jail. I thought that'd interest you.
Can we please try and get this a little clearer, Mrs. Partland? You say this man claimed he was Irish.
Yes, sir. I asked him if he was, and he said yes. So he mentioned about my late husband being from County Kerry, and he said he was from the Black North.
Black North?
And later you saw his photograph in the newspapers.
And on the telly, sir.
Yes, quite. You recognized him as Norden, the man who had killed a prison officer and had broken out of jail.
That's right, sir.
Mrs. Partland, you took your time passing on this information, didn't you?
Yeah, I suppose I did.
Why, Mrs. Partland?
Because she was once married to a Tig who taught her bad ways. Isn't that right, Martha?
If you say so, Sam.
Those Catholics wouldn't tell you the time of day if they'd 10 watches.
Now, you Protestants are different, eh?
Oh, aye.
Oh, yeah.
The first day at the Battle of the Somme, 1916, the Ulster boys went over the top wearing their orange sashes and died in their thousands for king and country.
Yes, the most enduring thing about the Irish is their long memories.
'Twas I showed her the error of her ways, sir, and talked her into coming along here and telling you.
Yes, I'm sure we're very grateful, Mrs. Partland. You do realize...
Kind words butter no parsnips, mister. The fella that barbecued himself owes her for rent.
And half a gallon of paraffin.
Oh, give her £10, Bullman. And get her to sign a receipt, would you? There's a good chap.
Come on!
Where's your neighbor? In the morgue. He died just over an hour ago.
You know who that was?
Some Paddy.
That was Norton.
As you say, almost like a black joke. The man we were all searching for, literally under our noses all the time. No, nothing at all. Oh, it is surprising, I agree. I fully expected the bargaining about my daughter's future to be well underway by now, and I don't find the constant silence reassuring. I promise you'll know as soon as I do. Talk to you later.
You did that rather well.
I shall place the crew of my private jet on standby. I shall use every bit of influence I have to get flight clearance to Libya.
Thank you.
I want you to go now, Kurt. I shall not say goodbye. The word means God be with you. I would not wish my God, or anybody's God, to walk at your side.
As you wish.
Shane Wentworth, the bargaining is over and done with. Now listen.
Well, what do you think?
I think Jacob Mahler has placed himself entirely in your hands.
And that's a bad thing.
No. No, it's a very brave thing. If Kurt suspected for a moment that Mahler's chauffeur was tailing him, Kurt's a professional.
And we're not? Oh, come, wise man. We handed him over from one tail to another like a baton at a relay race.
And where was the winning post?
A building in the center of the city. It stands empty. Has a disused swimming pool.
So send in a submarine.
There's no water. One small thing rather worries me there.
One small thing is all?
Fox's behavior throughout this whole operation. Almost willfully reckless, one might say.
Look, the Tel Aviv assessment is that Kurt has never been the same man since his wife was killed in the raid on your Oslo embassy.
Very romantic.
Like Burgess and McLean. Getting Kurt and Darrow out of that building isn't going to be a fun event.
Unless we decide to write off Lucy Mahler. God knows how many policemen.
That's what I would do.
I'm sure you would. I'm equally sure that that would be a mistake. I could mount a huge Hollywood epic, cast of thousands, play right into their hands. You know as well as I do, Wiseman, this whole terrorism thing is all about publicity anyway. I'm not going to fall into that trap.
What trap are you going to fall into?
I've enjoyed our little chat no end. Anything you want?
Photographs of Kurt, you promised me.
Yes, I'll do my best.
How's my father?
Under the circumstances, very well.
Am I allowed to ask, what deal did you make?
Of course. In return for your safety, I asked that your father's personal jet be placed at the disposal of myself and Diro.
Diro's dead.
If your father had known that, would either of us be here now?
Very cool.
Improvisation is simply making the best possible use of whatever happens to be lying around at the time.
Even a dead body.
In a way, Dero has been much more use to me dead than he ever was alive. Your father will use his influence to get us flight clearance to Libya.
Libya?
You will come back with a tan that will be the envy of all your friends.
Any approach from the entrance hall will be covered by Kurt and Darrow. Approach from the rear, hopeless. Unless anyone knows a human fly.
He might even get knocked off.
Just a minute. I shall require the services of 3 police cadets.
Will do, sir. After I force Spider Scott to volunteer.
No way. Absolutely no way.
Shane Wentworth will be...
Shane Wentworth
Oh,
can
I'm sure he can, Spider. He's a very versatile bloke.
Yeah, well, you tell him to include me out.
But you are not out, Spider.
Well, I've settled the bill and now... Oh, now what's happening here?
You most definitely are not out, Spider. Tell him, Willis.
Norden's dead.
And what's that got to do with Spider?
Well, if Shane Wentworth were to decide to throw Spider to the wolves, after all...
Withdraw his protection, so to speak.
Spider here, we left to carry the can for the killing of that prison officer.
A life sentence, Scott.
Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you, Bowman?
Frankly, I would.
What's all this about, Spider?
They want me to go up against Kurt.
Oh, you're joking.
Well, it's not...
Shut up, Willis. Be ready when we call you.
I don't believe this.
I shall have that, Bowman. Okay. Any questions?
No, sir.
Good. Well, off you trot. Get into your gear.
Jacob Mahler speaking. Ah, Shane Wentworth. Yes, I see. I can appreciate it's a calculated risk. I never prophesy, I'm afraid. Thank you. Good luck.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Right, Scott, you're here.
Yeah.
Yes, the Spider. You climb 8 stories, in through this window.
Yeah.
Right. Along this passage, another window, along the corridor.
Well, what's that there?
That's a lavatory, a very small lavatory.
Yeah.
Well for loo. Through that window, and then into the light well.
Yeah.
And right to the bottom of the light well.
Oh, that takes me down to the basement.
That's right. Understood?
Yep.
Okay, up you go.
I'm not some woman your wife knows that runs up curtains, you know.
I'm not married.
Up.
Wentworth?
Spider. I'm going in now. Out.
Roger and out. All right, you know what to do.
Good evening. I am the new owner of this place.
I don't believe you.
It's true.
Well, what the bloody hell are you going to do with it?
Put it down. Let me come down and talk to you. If you go away quietly, I will give you money for so doing.
For so doing? What kind of way of talking is that? He's a foreigner. Shut up. How much?
£10.
£20, 30, 40.
Why not all you've got, you bloody foreigner?
Very well. I'm afraid it is no use expecting the cavalry. Where I come from, we have a name for people like you. Shitheads. I am going to kill the three of you.
We were only kidding.
I am not.
Drop it! Drop it!
Kick it, Kurt. One of you pick it up and cover him. Other one turn off the water. Scott to Wentworth. Come in now.
Message received out. Woman Willis, come with me. The rest, stay there.
Into the pool, Kurt.
Hold it!
Woman Willis, stay there. Well done, chaps. Well done indeed. Right, off you go. Scott, see to the Marlegal.
I'll give these to Willis.
What a nuisance you are to be sure, Kurt.
I genuinely hope so.
I mean, if we lock you up, your friends are going to hijack a jumbo jet or something, endangering the lives of innocent people, just to get you back into circulation.
I'm not sure if hijacking is in this year.
You have style, Kurt. You have great style. He shouldn't have tried to run away, should he?
How on, love? Home.